The hollowing reason the ground beneath your feet hides a cathedral-sized void right now, and in Assumption Parish, Louisiana, in 2012, it opened its mouth and swallowed an entire cypress forest in a single night. Trees 30 feet tall, root first, gone. That wasn't a news story you almost remember. That was Tuesday, and the hole hasn't stopped. Right now, somewhere beneath the place you're standing, rock is dissolving. Not slowly, the way you imagine geological time works. Human lifetime fast. Minutes to midnight fast. The kind of fast where your street looks normal from above and is already hollow from below. Sinkholes swallow something every single day across the United States. Florida alone logs over 40 per year. But the event in Bayou Corne didn't open and stabilize. It opened and kept eating. And what scientists found underneath it challenged every model they had about how collapse mechanics actually work. Because this wasn't limestone. This wasn't a cave. This was something the Earth wasn't supposed to be able to do. And it still isn't done. August 3, 2012, Assumption Parish. A community wakes up to a sound nobody has a word for, a deep concussive settling that travels through the floorboards before it hits the air. People go outside. The cypress trees along the bayou are leaning. Then they aren't leaning, they disappear, not falling, swallowed, vertically, root first, into a hole that wasn't there when anyone went asleep. First measured at 1/3 of an acre. By the following morning, 1/2 an acre. By the end of the week, over an acre of 50-year-old cypress forest is gone, pulled under like it weighed nothing. The ground wasn't collapsing, it was eating. State officials ordered evacuation for over 100 households. Methane began venting through the water table, enough gas concentration to ignite from a single spark. The bayou itself was fizzing, and beneath the surface, the cavity kept widening. 1/3 of an acre became 5, then 10, then 23. Nobody could stop it. Here's what the news coverage buried. The company responsible, Texas Brine, had been operating legally. They held permits. They had a mine. Underground, inside a salt dome that formed 50 million years ago, they had excavated a cavern the size of 14 stacked football fields. When that cavern wall failed, it didn't just crack. It triggered what geologists call a brine intrusion cascade, where dissolution of the surrounding geology begins migrating outward, recruiting more rock, widening the void from the inside in every direction. And this is the part that should stop you cold. The same salt domes they were mining exist beneath dozens of populated communities across Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. Some of them are actively mined right now, with current permits, with neighborhoods directly above them. Scientists from Louisiana State University ran sonar beneath the open water of the sinkhole. What they found was a void that wasn't going down. It was going sideways, under adjacent roads, under natural gas pipelines, under properties where residents thought they were outside the risk zone. The surface hole was the smallest part of the problem. The actual dissolution zone, the region where geology was actively becoming nothing, extended hundreds of feet in every direction underground. What you saw on the news, the open water and the missing trees, that was the exhaust port. The real collapse was running invisibly, horizontally, beneath everything around it. Geologists call this retrograde dissolution. A void doesn't just deepen, it recruits. Salt, limestone, halite layers, once pressurized brine shifts the gradient, the material migrates inward and the cavity becomes its own gravity system, self-sustaining, self-expanding. Bayou Corne reached 23 acres on the surface. The underground footprint was estimated at over 30. And closed-door reports from the Louisiana Department of Natural Resources confirmed what the public statements didn't. The lateral migration had not stopped. There was no engineering solution that reversed it. No method to fill it, seal it, or depressurize it. They couldn't stop the water. They couldn't stop the physics. The hole was running on its own logic now, and their only remaining tool was a perimeter of sensors telling them how fast. The residents of Bayou Corne never returned. Over 200 households displaced, properties bought at fractions of their value, a community that existed for generations removed from the viable world because the ground beneath it chose a different future. The sinkhole remains active. The sensors placed around its perimeter still log microseismic events, small pressure adjustments consistent with ongoing lateral dissolution. Engineers stopped using the word remediation years ago. Now the word is perimeter. Now the word is monitoring. Now the conversation, in the rooms where these decisions are made, is about what lies inside the risk radius and how quickly it could be evacuated if the readings changed fast. There is a natural gas pipeline that still runs through the mapped dissolution zone. They stopped talking about fixing it. They started talking about what surrounds it. And here's the question nobody at the agency level will answer on the record. If the underground void is still migrating outward, still redistributing pressure, still deciding how large it intends to be, what is it moving toward? The nearest mapped infrastructure sits less than 900 feet from the last confirmed edge of the dissolution zone. 900 feet is nothing when you're measuring geological momentum. The sensors are still running. The readings still come in every single day. And the hole doesn't know it was supposed to stop.